Since this time last year, I am down not 1 million, not 2 million, but $3 million. And, I'm down over $1 million in the chef. Over $1 million if you add up all my different accounts. As you're seeing there, basically lost everything in the stock. 200, that's $250,000. And then a much smaller position in my public account. This is my main private account, which obviously is much bigger.
Buy my course, bro.
Bro, if only there was somebody on the internet that told you Voyager Digital was a piece of shit in 2020.
If it's associated with crypto, avoid it like the plague.
Bro, I had a dude show up on my channel. He goes, bro, how did you know that Voyager Digital was going to go under a year and a half before it happened? I said, I have a basic understanding of finance. That was my only response. I'm like, I can look and see that it's not profitable.
It's a company based on worthless scam clown coins. What could go wrong?
And it's also not the thing I don't think that people understood in 2020, 21 is zombie companies that function off of cheap debt.
Or share issuance too.
Well, I mean, that's a zombie company because it's functioning off of debt essentially.
Yeah,
and that's
I don't know why people found this so challenging. Like I'm not a stock market predictor, but I mean, to me, it was obvious it was a clown market. Like if you see shitty companies that lose 50% every single earnings go up massively, you're in a clown market. Simple as that.
Bro, all you have to do is look at the cash flow. If it's negative and it keeps going up, it doesn't make sense. I mean, you're much better at reading financial statements than I am, but all I need is the financial ratios to tell you whether you should even look at a stock. It's like, oh, is their operating cash flow negative? Well, that means the company's not profitable. Just walk away. And then the best part of this is there's some trouble with Apple. And now all these fucking clowns are finding out that it's probably not the best move to buy the number one market cap in the world. It's like it has one place to go, down. It's like how hard is this, man? If you're looking for a banger, right? Look in the small and mid cap markets. People don't look in there. It's just like you could find stocks trading cheap in there that it's a way better bet.
Look, I'm a very sophisticated investor, and I have a team of analysts doing research 24/7. And after much thought and research, we've decided to buy large cap tech. Please pay me $500. Thank you.
And also, you probably already own them in your index fund.
Yeah, you know what's funny is like people they point to their stock gains. They're like, "See, the stock went up," and it's like, I also have that stock. You just can't see it because it's within VT. But I'm literally getting the same gains you are.
Well, dude, when we first started, I was honestly in shock that so many people were arguing with us about index funds. And I'm like, okay, Tesla sucks, but I still own it. So even if it works out, it works out for me.
It did work out. Like it's in the top 10, I think, of VT.
Yeah, well, I mean, for however much longer the clown, electric vehicle bullshit keeps working out.
Look, it's going to 10x. Just give it time.
No. I mean, Elon's a super genius. We're going to drive our Teslas to Mars and live there on Dogecoin.
God, I can't believe Tesla's still a freaking thing. Like it's been enough time. The stock needs to go away.
Bro, I mean, if you look, right, if you go back before the financial crisis, that if I was in the market at the time, I would have had extreme difficulty predicting that it's probably not the best idea to give people $500,000 mortgages when they make $440,000 a year with their ninja loans, like their adjustable rate mortgages, right? It took, because Alan Greenspan massively lowered the interest rates, right? And that's what drove it. And then they had to raise it in like 2005. It still took 2 to 3 years for people to figure it out. Now, everything's going to depend on what, the Fed does. Personally, I think Peter Schiff is right. The Fed's going to surrender to inflation. But, you know what I mean? It takes people a long time to realize their clown plays aren't going to play out.
Yeah, I saw Palantir was dropping recently. I think it's been downgraded or something. And they're all freaking out. Oh my God, Palantir's going down. It's like,
this company's been around for like 20 years. I don't get Palantir either. It's like, I don't know, man. I think what it is I think it's like people that don't have a basic understanding or watching these YouTubers, right? But the question I have to ask is, you have Warren Buffett on YouTube. Why would you listen? Why would you listen to a 23-year-old?
Because they're smart, bro. They have a big following, so they must know what they're talking about. Hey, we're gonna let Dan come on too, if you're cool.
Yeah, no worries, man. Whatever. I
lied to you. I said we were gonna have a date, and then
Bro, I thought this was gonna be intimate between you and I with Candle. Some elitist, elitist foodie stuff. Like we were gonna eat like endangered sturgeon caviar.
Oh yeah.
Stare into each other's eyes.
And then I'm gonna drive down there, sit on your lap.
Yeah. No, I think I gotta sit on your lap. You're the bigger man. I might have to hold your pocket.
What is up with this link? God, pain in the ass. All right, let me send this to Dan. I always invite Dan and then I forget. I get sucked into other things.
No worries, mate.
There we go. All right, that should be good. There you go, Dan. Come on in, boy. Oh, somebody said it's a veterans episode. We can talk about the military, how we killed 20 Viet Cong with our bare hands.
Nah, I only killed 19.
Oh, only 19?
Only 19, dude. I'm a loser. I took my entrenching tool to him, just felling Viet Cong.
Oh. Some guy literally told me a story. He's like, what's up,
Dad?
Hello.
Some guy told me a story. He's like, when I was at NASA, he was like, yeah, my job was to go out and kill Viet Cong couriers. I'm like, yeah, you didn't do that. Shut up.
No, dude, that's the best, man. Service exaggerators are the best. I was talking to this dude I'm pretty sure he was in the Army, but I don't know. He could have been lying, but he was telling me how he was a part of some like sci-fi program and that he had undergone body hardening and that if I hit him, I mean, he's like 5'5" and just pudge. And he's like, if somebody hit me, it wouldn't do anything to me because I underwent body hardening. And I'm like, no, you didn't. I'm like, this is the lamest conversation I've ever had, dude.
Let me take a broadsword and stick it into your stomach and see if your body stops that.
I'm like, bro, I was in the military. I don't understand why you think you can lie to me about it.
Dude, there's so many
Can you pull up the Internet Warriors question?
What is it?
So Stone Cold Investing did a video on this. We estimated that Paul's down at least $5 million on his Nvidia shorts. Probably more.
Bro,
if it goes to $600, he's probably down like $15 million. Like some people think it will. So
bro, his family, he caused family division. Like here'd be my family arguing with me. Jay, I don't understand why you keep putting everything in the S&P 500, VTI or VT. Like, we're not getting the gains that these guys over here are getting. I go, yeah, you got to let it play out over the course of 30 years.
Yeah.
That would be literally the argument between me, my family and I. Jay, we're not making enough money. And I go, yeah, the point is Warren Buffett's #1 rule: don't lose money. Paul, I don't know. I didn't pay attention to that dude enough in the beginning. Paul sucks as a human being. I mean, he just sucks at life. He talks about stupid watches. He goes, by the time you're 30, you need a $100,000 watch.
I know.
Like, get out of here.
I want to buy like a wood watch. I don't give a shit.
Like, I could give 0 fucks. I like the Swiss Army watch. They're like $100 and they tell time.
I got one of those Garmin's that does like all the functions. It's for
dude. That's all you need, man. I just need my watch to tell time. I don't need to know that like some Swiss dude that studied for 1,000 years, like hand forged each individual gear. I'm like, that's elite rich people stuff.
Yeah, dude, when I was in the military, I bought like a $30 watch, and it lasted the entire time I was in the military. And it had like a little night thing so I could see it in the dark. Could you imagine bringing like a Rolex out to the field?
Bro, even the little bit of field work we did, if you brought a Rolex out there, I think people would have been putting soap in socks and just holding the blanket down and beating you for it.
Did you ever do that to anybody?
No. There were guys we talked about wanting to do it to because they get us in trouble. It's like, bro, you're fucking retarded and you're getting the group in trouble.
A lot of our guys came back with their backs all fucked up because, you're wearing 70 pounds body armor. Because we went, you had the side piece, the front.
Yeah, dude.
All the that was like 70 pounds in a little shitty seat. So they all fucking got hurt. But
I fucked up my back lifting a 240 over my head.
But like I fell off a truck. I went to look in a 5-ton, so I went to the tail and I went to peek over. The private didn't latch it all the way.
Of course.
I fall back, hit on the ground. I missed a pipe by like 6 inches.
Dude,
would have gone right through my fucking neck. Like,
dude, you're lucky. Well,
I know it like landed like here. Like I could have been
people
dead. Like
people ask me, they're like, why is your back so fucked up? I go, well, I fucked my back up and then I made it worse by not saying anything because I wanted to deploy to Iraq. And they go, well, what happened? I go, all right, let me tell you something. With body armor on in my gear, I weighed 185, 190 pounds. I stepped on the scale and I weighed like 310 pounds coming into country.
The first, did you wear the complete? Because I went in 2009. The front, the sides, the groin.
No, bro, I was Air Force. Air Force, so I had to just wear the body armor in country. But like I could feel it just traveling with it, and then. Yeah, I was a generator mechanic, so I'm just in and out of trucks all day, tweaking under. And then
you were in trucks, Jay.
It also had shoulder Kevlar.
You were in
kind of
trucks.
crazy, but
I was a what?
I said you were in trucks a lot. That's interesting.
No, I know. Where do you think I was earning extra money there to put it into the S&P 500 inside?
Yeah, the colonel coming by and giving him a little bit of fun.
Colonel would come by and he's like, Jay, let's go talk about investing in the truck. I'm like, sounds good.
It was fun. We had 5 tons with turrets and 50 cals on the roof. That was always fun to drive.
Bro,
you're like 20 feet in the air when you're riding around and they just throw the wires everywhere.
Yeah.
So you're like, I'm going to get fucking electrocuted worse than getting shot. Like,
well, bro, that's a great thing about the military. I tell people it's the best, worst time you'll ever have.
Yeah. Like prepping for deployment sucked, but like being in country is great. Like I want to stay longer. So.
Depends where you are, what you're doing.
Bro, I was at Balad. So I'm just like dominating lasagna and, fried shrimp. And then I'm just working out and then just working all day. There's no bullshit. So people are like, it must have been traumatic to have mortars fired at you. And I'm like, dude, they barely got over the fence. I was having a great time at Balad. I got my
work 10, 12 hours, go to the gym, eat, do it again the next day. And then
and
yell that sometimes and keep going.
Well, dude, I had my war moment. We were like, we're driving through the basement and the sun is just coming up. And people don't believe this. This is a true story. 3 Apaches are taking off, right? And the sun is behind them. And then Fortunate Son by CCR comes on the radio. And me and the dude, I'm in the passenger seat grabbing his shoulder and he's grabbing me. He goes, bro, this is our war moment. I go, 100%. This is straight out of a Hollywood movie.
Did you guys ever have green bean coffee?
Yeah.
I never did. You know, the base I was at, it was Camp Dwyer in the desert.
Mm-hmm.
They shut it down before I got there. I didn't go there one freaking time.
So you didn't have coffee?
Well, I mean, we had coffee. Well, wasn't green bean coffee like a coffee shop?
Oh, the PX.
Yeah.
You mean like the PX coffee place?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was called green beaners, but like, yeah.
You're right. Something.
Yeah,
like
we
that.
had coffee. I never went to green bean or whatever the freaking.
Just the milk. You put milk in it, and the milk always tasted fucking weird. The cheese looked different, and you're like, "What is going?"
Dude, it's Arab goat milk.
Yeah.
You know, bro, I don't even know how you go to war without coffee. I don't even know how that's possible.
Well, you know, if you quit caffeine, I mean, it's torturous, but it'd probably be better for you overall, I would imagine.
Oh, it is. It is, but I happen to like caffeine.
I can't quit. Like, I would be vomiting and I'd be out for like 10 days.
No, dude. Caffeine's an example of a drug that actually makes your life better. You know, nobody went on the downward slide because of caffeine and started sucking dicks behind Walmart dumpsters for it.
Oh my God.
Just make sure you announce to everybody on social media that you're not drinking coffee anymore. Like, let everyone know that you're not drinking it because you've kicked it.
I started getting up at 4 a.m., taking a cold shower. I don't drink caffeine.
Oh, bro.
I'm a millionaire.
Grind set.
Yeah. Are we going through the influencer millionaire thing where, you know, you started a YouTube channel that produces nothing for society and you're going to lecture me? Well, in the morning, I do 67 hours of meditation. Then I do 4 cold plunges, 8 hours of sauna. Then I meditate to Sam Harris's, you know, bullshit for, you know, 16 hours out of my day. And like, everybody's just going, dude, I got to go to work. I don't have time for that.
Yeah, who has time for meditation? Like, my brain is engaged 24/7, whether it's kids or work or whatever. I don't have time to do any of that.
Well, the only thing I do is like sometimes on breaks, I'll go like in the break room and do like 5 minutes of like deep breathing. But that warms your body up and gives you more energy to keep working. And I usually only do it if I'm getting tired. But I mean, other than that,
I don't get breaks, Jay.
You don't get any breaks?
Look who it is.
Baba is doing wonderful. How is Baba?
Do you know this guy? Dan?
I remember the old days. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, this
guy.
Yeah, this dude invests most of his money in gold chains and speaks broken English.
I know Baba's done better than his penny stocks. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what this guy's hatred for us is. I mean, like, the guy knows nothing. Like,
it's called envy, Jay. Envy.
Yeah, it's like
he gave him the opportunity to debate us. Remember Fabio set up a whole debate on his channel and he didn't show up.
Because Fabio would have crushed him. Like, it wouldn't, bro. Dude, him debating Fabio is like prime Mike Tyson fighting some vegan.
It would have been great entertainment. I was really disappointed.
Bro, it would have been an execution. I would have actually paid to watch that and just sat in the background eating popcorn, saying nothing the whole time.
Yo, Jay, so I found like the first video Paul said he bought Baba, and then I found when he tax loss harvested it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you draw a line, it went down 64% between those two videos.
He's only down
64%. But now he's down 7%, so it's okay.
He's only down 7%.
He's only down 7%.
Here's the thing. Like, I'm not going to criticize somebody about like an individual stock that goes south because, look, here's the thing. You could have bought Disney in 2016 and it looked like a good buy, not knowing that a bunch of gender studies majors had taken it over with a commitment to burn it to the ground. But it's like Paul he calls himself the LeBron James of investing, which is probably, pretty accurate because LeBron James isn't even remotely close to the greatest basketball player of all time.
Actually,
they were burning cash. They were burning cash for Disney Plus at that point. So yeah, it would have looked like a good business. And then, streaming just sucked all the cash flow out of the business. And
well, dude, it's that, and they got rid of all the people that could write. And Disney doesn't understand. You can only financialize art for so long. So they overdid it, burned everybody out because the product just went downhill. And it's like they're still doubling down. And it's like, look, dude, they needed somebody to explain to them. You're not going to give me fucking homework to watch your movie. If I want to go watch an Iron Man movie, I'm not going to watch 67 movies before it to understand the story. And then whatever that BS they put out with Star Wars, it's like you can't do that to Star Wars. You got to do your trilogy, take like 5 years off. So people are like, oh, I hope they make another Star Wars. And it's gender studies majors writing there. They're like, oh, the Force is female. And I'm like, yeah, no, it's not.
I am so getting out of Disney before that new Star Wars movie comes out. Like my investment, but before I'm out, I have a stake in it, but that was embarrassing.
Bro, no, I'm completely with people that bought Disney because you couldn't have anticipated that. But you should have sold at the Last Jedi because that movie was so awful. I watched like half of it and I'm like, this is dog shit, dude.
I got in at 81 after Iger came back, declared they were going to invest in the parks, and then when they said they were going to focus on profitability, and I'm like, okay, there we go. I'll get my piece before I get out. But
Bob Iger is committed to the message, and he sold all of his shares. Nobody on the board of Disney has any shares of Disney. They're not financially invested. That's why Nelson Peltz is trying to take it over to save it. Because if Bob Iger and Kathleen Kennedy keep like doing the put a chick in it and make her gay, the whole company is going to collapse.
The pander. It came true.
Put a chick in it and make her lame and gay.
Sir, it's a dog. Put a chick and make it gay.
The best was when she ordered food. And she's like, let me get the spaghetti and put a chick in it and make her lame and gay.
I stopped watching Star Wars after the what was the movies that came out like 15 years ago?
Oh, the prequels.
Yeah, that's the last time I watched a Star Wars movie.
Well, I mean, George Lucas was never the best dialogue writer, but he can write a good story. He just needed people to clean up his dialogue. But then basically Bob Iger and Kathleen Kennedy lied to George Lucas to acquire Lucasfilm and said they would stay with his version of Star Wars. But they had no plans on doing that. And so there's even stuff out where Bob Iger, I think it was in his book, admits they lied to George Lucas. Well, people signed up to watch George Lucas's vision of Star Wars, not Kathleen Kennedy's talentless ideas. And then they bring in this, feminist. I enjoy making men, whatever, in her Pakistani accent. I enjoy making men uncomfortable. Well, that's great. That's who your audience is, you moron.
I think the term is annoyed, not uncomfortable.
Yeah. I think the term is nobody wants to have sex with you because you're annoying. But yeah, dude, back to what we were talking about. Watching Paul's financial grift empire die is actually amazing. Watching all of it. Because it's
not dying.
There's only so long it can go on before people catch up with the fact he's not even really. When he first started, I was like, finally, somebody's doing something to show the numbers. But I'm like, look, dude, here's the easiest way to do it. Figure out what you're really buying in a company is the shareholder equity. Don't pay more than 3 times that.
Look, I'm telling you, when we get back into a bull market, I mean, we had one basically in 2023.
Yeah.
Once they start cutting rates again and the market goes up, all these YouTubers are going to come back. All these finance YouTubers. I mean, even Jeremy finally had subscriber growth. He added 1,000 subscribers finally.
I mean, probably, but I just got to the point with those guys where I'm like, they're so stupid. If you can't see it, I'm not going to sit here and make endless Meet Kevin videos. I'd rather talk about giant anacondas and shit.
I'll show you a giant anaconda.
Woo. But yeah, I'm like, I'd rather just sit around, do comments, and just clown on shit. Like, talk about finance when stuff comes up, like how hilarious it is that, people don't seem to understand why the minimum wage is a bad idea. Cut to California. Gavin Newsom, you got to pay delivery drivers $20 an hour. Pizza Hut, cool story. We'll use Grubhub. You're all fired.
I don't know if you, so I'm doing 3 portfolio reviews because I found when he used to talk about what he owned. Mm-hmm. So I've done 2 of them so far. He's underperformed everything both times. So Paul underperforms the QQQ, VU, Cash. He underperformed in the good year and the bad year. So I've got one more to do from the ones he's actually said he owns.
Bro,
that's why he doesn't say why he doesn't have. He says his lawyers won't show.
No, yeah, he's full of shit.
His portfolio sucks balls, basically.
Bro, the numbers are very clear on this. There's entire schools of study on just outperforming the market and how difficult it is. And everybody on YouTube wants to think that they're different. But here's the thing. When you adopt a boglehead approach, you're actually much more likely to outperform the market, especially if you're looking in the small and mid caps.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, this is what I keep trying to tell people. Index funds are for your retirement. 5 to 10, whatever you decide to do, that's play money. Buy stocks. But make sure you're maxing your 401k and your IRA. And right now, that's $28,500 a year. So if you're not doing that, you know what I mean? I don't know what to tell you. It's like everybody, it's the Dunning-Kruger effect, where it's like all these people come on and they're ignorant of the actual dangers, but yet they want you to take their opinions serious. And it's like, it just got to the point where I'm like, I can't argue with these people.
I think if you look, I get sent the comments from Paul's videos from people, and it's becoming more apparent people are on to him in the comments than it was like a year ago. But like Chris said, he's still getting the views and the subs. So are you helping? I have to believe some lurkers are being helped to realize what he is.
Well, yeah, bro, I hope there's people out there that got in with these scam people, right? And then they lost some money. I hope they didn't go bankrupt, but then they learned. And it's like, I hope at least I helped a few people with, listen, do the Jack Bogle thing. If you want to buy individual stocks, learn from the greats, Ben Graham, Warren Buffett, Peter Lynch. Try and adopt their techniques, and you're much more likely to do better. But it's like people think stocks are lottery tickets. And it's like, bro, all you're doing is buying a piece of a business. Like, I give an example. My buddy, he just bought a garage in Western New York, and he paid $350,000 for his garage. It brings in about $900,000 in revenue. That sounds like a business I would want to be a part of.
Mm-hmm.
But instead it's, Apple is going to continue to go up at 3,000% in perpetuity.
It's going to have a $30 trillion market cap. I think, isn't Apple larger than this French stock market or whatever?
Yeah.
I think so.
Well, dude, when some of these predictions were coming out, and I get drunk and sometimes mess up the numbers on my channel. but there were people saying Tesla's going to be a $20 trillion company. And I go, does this sound right to you?
Yes.
Tesla is going to overtake the entire U.S. stock market.
Tesla. Any valuation model people give me, as soon as Tesla goes over like Microsoft valuation, you're wrong. Like, it's just never going to happen in my lifetime. I don't care what Tesla will never be worth more than Microsoft.
Currently,
Don't say that.
Currently, no matter what I do, and also people don't have this understanding. You want to buy a stock at a discount. So it's like when you're doing intrinsic value, right? If you come out with $100, you're like, okay, that's what I think fair value is. I want to pay 80 for it. And if I can't get it for that, I'm just not interested. But last time I was playing with Tesla's numbers, I couldn't get above $55. And when you look at it, and this was a couple months ago, I don't know what's going on with that stupid company, but it's like you're trying to get a discount. The intrinsic value is telling you where a discount is on this stock, not this is how much it's worth, because calculating exact intrinsic value is impossible because it's relative to the buyer, right? I give the example of Michael Jordan's rookie card. Here's what you're saying to me when you think Tesla is worth $1,000. Michael Jordan's rookie card is worth $100,000. Okay, to who? Like, I don't know shit about the basketball card market. So why would I give you $100,000? Now I got to get into the opportunity cost, how I have to hold it. And it's like, look, I'm not going to pay more than $5,000 for Michael Jordan's rookie card. Why? Because I'd rather put that money in the stock market anyways. But then I'm running into all sorts of these obstacles with it. So I'm taking a gamble. And that's what people don't get about it.
Did you see the first Cybertruck confirmed accident happened? And the only person injured was a Cybertruck driver. Who saw that coming? Driving a tank down the road. It doesn't crumble.
Collisions? Was that the head-on with the Toyota or something?
Yeah.
Well, I saw the Toyota got destroyed.
Yeah, like it should. Like these idiot people, like, yeah, your car should look like a disaster after an accident, but you should be able to walk away from it.
Cars, modern cars, are why they look like they're totaled. They're actually designed like that, so they absorb the impact and protect the driver.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if your car is rigid steel, it's much more likely you're going to get injured than the car. But modern cars, again, are designed to save your life. So it's the calculus is we'd rather destroy the car than you die.
Look, modern cars save lives, but Tesla saves the world.
Is that with the industrial waste batteries?
Someone had told me too, the Giga casting has I don't want to do a video on this. You got to be like an engineer, but the Giga casting is incredibly hard, it sounds like, because you have to pour molten metal down these huge forms and have to control for pressure. Otherwise, there's air pockets, cracks. The other problem, like, you can't repair it.
Yeah.
If you get in an accident with these Giga casted cars, they're totaled. Because who's going to sign off that they're all right? You can't replace. There's no pieces you can replace on the frame.
There's the electrical fires and chemical fires.
Yeah. That's why the insurance on these things will be a problem unless Tesla self-insures, and they're going to offer it really cheap prices that I think they're going to get hosed on because they're not going to charge enough for the risk they're taking.
Well, those issue more stock. You know, if they have massive insurance.
Nobody cares, though. Nobody cares.
It doesn't matter. The stock is still $240 a share. Like, it's freaking crazy, man.
If you guys keep insulting my techno king, I'm leaving.
Moving
to Clownalon Muskrat.
Scumrat or whatever. I've never hated a man more than Elon Musk.
Nah, dude, I think I hate Meet Kevin more.
No, dude, Elon takes the cake. Like, every time I see his face, I just want to scream.
The only grifter on YouTube I like is Tom Nash. I don't know why, but I actually like Tom Nash. Even though I know he's a grifter, I'm like, it's Tom. He looks like a pug. I'm gonna let it go.
He really does.
Pug nasty. But like I don't know what it is, but I cannot hate Tom Nash. No matter how hard I try. Sometimes I watch his videos and I'm like, this dude is so full of shit, but why don't I hate him?
He's all about pleasing you. All his videos are just about making the viewer happy, I guess.
Dude,
that's how you get the money.
Yeah, just changes with the times. That's how
I make my viewers hate me, and obviously I don't make nearly as much as Tom Nash does. I need to change my presentation.
I get
nasty comments. Bro, I'm exactly where I want to be. I was explaining this to people. I go, I want between 10 and 20 commenters when I'm doing my lives. Because if I got to like 50, it would be unmanageable. But that's why I don't even monetize my channel now. It's like, because I'm just having a great time drinking, doing the comments.
I'm greedy. I want the money.
I get the negative comments on my Yield Max videos, but they're like, if you swear, it won't get through YouTube. Like, you can't swear at me and call me a like effing idiot. Like, otherwise you could have the comment in. But
you can say whatever you want on my channel. I don't care.
Well, YouTube like removes the comments. Like if you put a curse word or something, it goes away. People are like, "Strongman, you deleted my comment." I'm like, no,
I can see the comment, but it won't post. Like, so it exists, but you can't see it. You can't call me a fucktard and then it gets through.
Well, dude, I mean, you got to think about who it is. It's 14-year-old edgelords in their mom's basement.
I know. I'm like, you would never say these things to me if you met me. Like, guarantee you wouldn't say it.
No, dude.
I'm not freaking Meet Kevin. I'm bigger than that.
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't know. Dude, there is some beauty to the whole influencer thing in that you have all these dudes that have no discernible skills, and it's like actually amazing at this point where like Jake Paul literally did a podcast where his therapist was on. And I'm like, this is what it's devolved into. Rich millionaires doing therapy sessions on YouTube. It's actually amazing.
Jesus Christ. Get the money.
Well, I mean, it's everywhere now. Like, even I did a video on how I can't even watch stand-up comedians on Rogan's podcast anymore or any celebrities. Because it just, again, it devolves into this self-important pile of bullshit.
I used to watch.
I'm just jealous because you're not on there, Jay.
Oh, I don't. I mean, if I didn't have a job, I'd go on Rogan's. But, I mean, I don't want to be famous. Seems lame.
I don't. You have to go on Spotify to watch Rogan, right?
Yeah, I usually only watch Rogan now. There's certain comedians I'll watch on there, like Shane Gillis, because I think that dude's hilarious. But mostly, I just watch the scientist stuff now.
Did someone say, "What do I need to do to get rich?" in the comments? So I said after January 2nd to someone in Discord, I'm like, buy Exxon and short Apple. And then like the 5-day chart was literally like, Exxon up here, Apple went down. I'm like, I told you what to do. 5-day chart, bro. But
well, dude, my one of the huge regrets I have, and I was gonna do it at the time, but I just was during when the unknown virus of unspecified origins hit and like oil went negative and people are like, oil's done. I'm like, bro, I should be buying Exxon Mobil and Chevron hand over fist at this point.
I'm still mad we didn't buy the oil ETF like we talked about.
We should have, dude. I mean, that would have been like, I mean, I didn't do bad playing around. I doubled my money on Bank of America Because remember, you and I were talking, we were looking at Bank of America. I didn't even really look at anything other than this is ridiculous.
Yeah, this year, I don't know. This is going to be a tough year. This is going to be a really tough year to find anything.
Yeah,
people are going to have to
take be lame. Like, I don't even know what to do. I mean, well, obviously I know what to do, but
because like energy stocks, maybe utilities underperformed last year, but you're going to fucking buy utility, like,
bro. Right now,
people are going to have to dig deep for small caps.
Yeah, probably. That's what I'm saying. That's what I've been saying for a while. In the clown market, look in the small and the mid. Look outside of the top 10 in large caps.
So you buy your big indexes, and then you look for the small speculative shot. And
yeah, dude,
there's your chance.
Like, if you're looking at something, I point this out all the time. Warren Buffett is still buying Occidental Petroleum.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's trading at like 7 times cash flow right now. It's trading at 2 times shareholder equity. So, I mean, I'm just saying, Warren Buffett's one of the best investors of all time. You might want to look there.
So is that our 10x stock for 2024? Occidental Petroleum?
I don't think it's a 10xer because, Buffett plays the long game, but
no, it's going to be.
We got a celebrity in the house, guys. Sasha.
Who's Sasha?
I have questions for Sasha someday.
He's got like 100-something thousands. He lives in England.
Oh, cool. What's up, man?
He talks about the UK inflation all the time.
Okay. Yeah, sweet. Yeah. I mean, dude, when the Fed's like, we have inflation under control and, they're talking about all this stuff and they go, yeah, it's down under, 5%. I go, I get VA disability. Kind of disagree with that because I'm watching what that's going up at.
Mm-hmm.
What is it going up at? 3%?
Federal workers got a 5.2% raise this year. So that also tells me. And then you can look at Social Security. You can look at the raises they're getting. Bro, the way the Fed calculates inflation is completely different than they did during, the 70s and 80s. It's not.
I know the Fed's got a raise because all my friends had to tell me. I didn't get any raise.
Yeah, but well, that's what I'm saying. And anybody who goes to the supermarket knows that inflation is not down to 3%.
Well, their core number takes out food and energy costs, right?
Yeah.
Number they use, yeah.
Yeah, that's buying red meat. I don't buy steak anymore. I don't buy ground beef because it's so insanely more expensive than it used to be.
Dude, did you go vegan on me?
Oh, I still eat chicken and stuff, but I'm not pure soy, but I don't eat red meat anymore.
Did Oatly go bankrupt yet? Are we coming up? It's $1.
I hope so. I mean, it's inevitable. It's going to go bankrupt. I don't think they've had a single quarter of positive cash flow.
Who was this?
Oatly.
Oh,
Oatly, my Goatly.
Dude, there was an article talking about all this milk and stuff and how it's bad for you because it's all sugar. Instead of drinking I drink whole milk. So, I mean, it's like, I don't know where people got this idea that like milk is bad for you. You need to drink whatever chemical soy milk is, almonds.
I think it depends on your ethnicity though. Like, aren't there some ethnicities that can't process the lactose or whatever?
I know there's people that can't, but I mean, there's tribes in Africa that subsist off of, milk. There's people from Nordic backgrounds that, and they drank a lot of milk there that are lactose intolerant. I don't know if it's like a certain ethnic group or if it's just individuals, but I imagine that is the case. I mean, people are weird. Genes are weird.
If you don't drink milk, you're not a man. Yeah, I only give my kids 1% milk. We don't do any of that soy crap in our house.
No, dude. If you give your kids soy milk, they're going to end up becoming progressives.
Well, that's when they get cut off and don't get any of daddy's money anymore.
Your kids become progressive. They don't understand economics. They think everybody should have free housing. They don't listen to Thomas Sowell.
You got to put them to work. You got to make them watch Jay Naugy when they're young. That's what I do. I just have them sit on the couch and watch you.
Bro, at work, my new spirit animal has become listening to Thomas Sowell. Just break stuff down. That dude is just brilliant.
Is he still alive?
Yeah, we're going to lose him soon, though. He's like 93 or 94.
He's old as hell, man. Breast milk is where it's at, boys.
Oh, booby milk is the best, actually, because, I mean, that's the natural way. You get, like, enzymes and immunity from your mother.
No, you got to have formula only. That's the natural way.
Well, Jeremy was raised on formula, and look how that worked out.
You know, funny enough, I couldn't when I was a baby, I couldn't drink breast milk, so I'm formula fed. I always imagine like if I did have formula or breast milk, I'd be like 6'2" and 300 pounds.
Bro, if you would have gotten breast milk, you would be Brock Lesnar at this point.
Yeah. Something held me back, man. I'm this little short midget.
Bro, you're what, 5'10", 5'11"?
I'm 5'10".
Dude, you're lucky, man. I'm 5'10" and 3/4, whatever. So I'm 5'10", but I only weigh like 165, 170 pounds, man.
No, dude, I'm heavy as hell. Like I am fucking big, and it's probably a little bit of fat, but it's also my muscles.
No, I wish, dude. I wish I was that size.
Well, it kind of sucks because like you run slow. Like I used to when I was in the Army, I used to max the run on the PT test. I am so slow now. I can't even get close to that.
Bro, with my plantar fasciitis and everything, I'd probably, if I had to run a mile, a mile and a half, the Air Force, I'd probably take me 12 minutes at this point. Maybe even 15 minutes.
Dude, it took me like 18 or 19 minutes to run 2 miles. It was so bad. I was like, oh, this is embarrassing.
That's not bad, dude. You're running 9-minute miles.
Yeah, but dude, I used to be like 12:30s. Like it's a huge decline.
Bro, you're also older.
That is true. I'm going on 35 and by September.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, I mean, bro, I'm 45 right now. And I mean, to be honest with you, there's a lot of 45-year-olds out there right now that couldn't run the mile and a half. So got to be satisfied with where you are.
Oh, I mean, I'm happy, but I miss the good old days when I used to be like super fast. I was like 170, 180. I was a bullet. Now I'm just an old fat fuck.
I have no idea how you got down to 170 with your bone structure, bro. At like 160, I start to look anorexic, and I do not have those giant mitten hands and wrists that you have.
Dude, I was shredded when I was 170. I was fucking shredded.
Bro, when I get down to like about 157 pounds, I have abs. So I have no idea how you're getting down to that weight.
Well, it's not going to happen anymore. Like I would have to start running marathons to get down to that weight again. And I don't want to be that small. I like being a big boy.
Well, dude, you'd have to start eating tattooed chef and becoming malnutritioned.
Hey, I actually have 2 tattooed chef meals in my fridge right now.
Keep them. They're going to get put in a museum in the Smithsonian to where they're like, this was actually the downfall of American society.
Dude, I couldn't believe it. So I was on the base, the local Air Force base, and I was like, is that tattooed chef? And this is like months after it's gone bankrupt. And they had like 15 meals in there. I was like, damn, I'm buying some of these.
I remember the first time I read about tattooed chef. I'm reading what they do. They make the food in Italy, then they shipped it to California to process it, then they distribute it to whoever it went to. I'm like, the fucking food's going to go all the way around the world before I pay $4 for it. Like, how does this make any sense? Like,
and then you only get like 300 calories out of it. It's not even a meal.
Oh, fucking painful.
Dude, I could not imagine like a 300-calorie meal. I would be looking at you and go, no. Like I tried, bro, Chris, you would actually be surprised at how much food I put away.
You got a good metabolism, dude.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I wake up, I eat like 2 to 3 eggs, English muffin, a big serving of home fries. Then I eat a bowl of Cheerios, eat yogurt. Then I eat fruit. And then I'll probably finish it off with some veggies. And that's just in the morning.
Holy shit. You know what I eat in the morning? Nothing. I don't even eat breakfast.
No, dude. And I'm starving by the time I eat dinner, like 6 hours later. And then I'll eat like a steak. I'll eat like a little cup of mac and cheese, yogurt, fruit, salad. By the time I get home 4 hours later, I'm starving again. And I'll eat like 4 or 5 chicken drumsticks, yogurt, salad, more fruit and vegetables.
That's genetics, dude. Pure genetics. I got the fat boy genetics.
Yep.
Right. I mean, dude, currently I'm probably eating like 3,500 calories a day.
Good Lord.
Jesus, dude. I gotta walk on treadmills and eat 2,000 a day.
Huh?
I gotta eat 2,000 calories a day to lose any weight. And that's with walking and gym and shit.
Yeah, no, I mean, when I'm working out like hard, I can't work out like I used to, but when I ate even more than that. And I would drink beer at night. People are like, yo, Naugy, how are you 180 pounds? Like, what do you mean? They're like, you just destroy food and you drink and you don't gain weight. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, beer's the big one. Like, that's how you're fat, is drinking a lot of beer.
Nah, dude. I went home, drank every day, ate nothing but shitty food. I think I gained 3 pounds and I didn't work out.
We need to harvest your genetics.
No, dude, I got bitch bird bones. I need thicker bones.
I'm not fat, I'm big boned.
I'm dense.
And the winter time is always the worst. I love running in the summer. Like, I love it. But in the winter, I fucking hate it. So I always kind of I gain a little bit of weight every single winter. Because all I can do is like the treadmill or the Stairmaster, which is boring as hell.
Can I tell you guys something? I don't even need to do cardio either. I can just lift weights.
I would get fat, dude. If I just lifted weights, I'd be a fat piece of shit.
Yeah,
it's funny, but if I only run, I still stay big, but I get soft. So I'm like this big blob. So I have to do both. I have to run and lift, alternating.
Bro, if I just run, I get skinny fat. So I'm the same way on that. Like, if I just ran, I'd probably look like Jeremy.
Did you see? So Jeremy went after Fabio about his portfolio review or performance video.
Well, I'm still curious as to why Jeremy shaved his homeless guy beard less than a few days after I did a live stream where I shaved mine.
I always interrupt everything. Becky Quick for real. Is Becky Quick that blonde newscaster?
Yeah, she's the squawk box lady.
But Dan, so he tried to go after Fabio?
Yeah, well, because he was saying we're all losers because Jeremy outperformed Fabio.
Jeremy has not
outperformed everybody. That's right.
Jeremy hasn't even.
If you just fuck with your numbers and forget all the bankruptcies.
Yeah, I was going to say
things around.
Jeremy, like at this point in Jeremy's life, it would actually be impossible for him to outperform our index funds because he's lost so much money.
Yeah,
his lifetime.
How can you lose? He lost $3 million. Like the video's
more than that, dude.
He has a video where he says he lost $3 million.
Dude, like the intro to this live stream, I literally.
You.
We're gonna play it again because why not?
Yeah,
this is the perfect time to
listen to this.
Here we go.
Since this time last year, I am down not 1 million, not 2 million, but 3 million. And, you know, I'm down over $1 million in the chef. Over $1 million if you add up all my different accounts. As you're seeing there, you know, basically lost everything in the stock. 200, that's $250,000. And then a much smaller position in my public account. This is my main private account, which obviously is much bigger.
How much is he lost on the planet?
Oh God, what is the planet trading at now?
No, I think he showed it was like 95 or 97% loss, I think.
Yeah, I mean, statistically, I don't know. Maybe he goes into the micro cap penny stocks and gets really lucky. But if I would just look at Jeremy and go, look, man, if you want to look at my performance since I started in 2011, you'd have to match what the market returns. That's my performance. Okay.
Dude, the planet is 77 cents right now.
Yeah. And I mean, like, I don't understand how he thinks he outperformed. Like, well, I outperformed you. How? I mean, we're not even counting in your GoPro losses at this point, and probably the numerous other clown stocks you lost money on.
Chris, I think so.
Thing you sent me.
So this guy holds like $1.8 million of SoFi options in stock. So when it got 14% wrecked, he lost $370,000 in one day.
Woo!
370 grand. So you put $1.8 million in an unprofitable, unproven bank startup. Like I'm these SoFi people kill me. Like that group. They're living in a dream world. All I tell them, I watch their videos. They're living in a dream world. The company doesn't make profits. So we don't even know if the company's a proof of concept, if it even works, what they're doing. And people put like $2 million, 80-90% of their portfolio into it. And then you see, that guy, he's on Twitter, this guy, Josh Kowkak or whatever. But $2 million on an unprofitable startup bank.
You've already won the game. I mean, like, why put in a shit stock?
Yeah. And the reason they got all butthurt on this analyst downgrading, who he's actually a very successful bank analyst.
SoFi's a piece of shit. I've been saying this for 2 years.
The technology investments SoFi have made are not panning out the way they've told the investors. They're probably going to be unprofitable longer than they said they were going to be. And they wrote down the fucking technology investments that they made. So they can't see it. The people that love that company, they can't see it. They live in this box and they don't understand what they're buying. It's the only thing I can explain is that.
But it makes good content, bro.
Yeah, but it's popular. If you make a SoFi video, it's going to get thousands of views and people, hundreds of live stream viewers will come watch your channel.
Dude,
their technology investments are going to work out after they just wrote down their good on their technology investments.
If you go on stock analysis, I can just tell you that they're already not profitable. They have a negative operating cash flow.
They've never been profitable yet.
That's what I'm saying. You can go back and track it on stock analysis. You can go back and look. Every operating cash flow is negative. I don't even need to go further than that to tell you that the company is not profitable.
Yeah. Well, what happens? All these people say, like, well, management is saying we will be profitable by this date.
Management has a fiduciary responsibility to say that. You know?
So they're like, they have to say that, right? Because they can't say we'll be unprofitable forever. They're a company striving to make profits. And that's just what they're fucking going to say. And they can revise that statement later on and you lose 14% in a day or 20%.
Dude, you know how many comments I've seen on my channel where they're like, oh, well, you're making fun of SoFi, but next quarter they're going to be profitable. I've been seeing that same comment for like 2 years, over and over again.
Dunning-Kruger effect, over and over and over again.
They speak like management statements are fact, and it kills me because that's their proof that it'll do well. They just say, well, management said this. I'm like, management has to say that. Like, I don't know. They're going to get wrecked, a lot of them.
Gen X money. I'm a millennial.
Some of them honestly believe SoFi will be the next JP Morgan. That's what they. I swear to God, they think that.
Bro, do you think any of these people that are coming on your channel understand quantitative easing in the era of free money. Because if they start quantitative easing again, which I think they're going to have to do because they financialize the economy, a lot of these zombie companies are going to come back. But financializing, say, here's an example of financializing. Buying back your shares at whatever price. It works until it doesn't.
Well, if they do quantitative easing again, my stonks will go up a lot, so I'll be happy.
Yeah, but again, it's always like what you're paying for the stock. I mean, this is your margin of safety.
Yeah.
You know, it's like there's certain companies that people argue with me about, like Netflix. Okay, Netflix is profitable. It's not doing bad, but how much more growth do you think Netflix is going to have in the future? Again, we turn around and we go back, look in the small and mid cap market, put the rest of your money in index funds, S&P 500, VTI, VT, whatever you want to do. And like I've told people, if somebody said, I'm, 90% into the small cap market ETF, you'd hear no arguments from me. Even what's that name? Kingdom of Finance dude who was arguing about Shida. I even said to him, I go, well, if that's your hypothesis, that's your hypothesis. I'm just glad that you're putting your money in some sort of ETF, even though I don't agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
How's old Kingdom doing? Have you heard from him?
I'm maybe a month and a half ago. I don't know if he's on Discord anymore. I think he's gone, but
I just miss Diamond Hands Investing selling her socks.
Or bathwater.
I mean, like, Kingdom was a nice person. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't
some
have
of the shit he said, I just was like, that's just not gonna work the way you think it is. But investing in like funeral homes and in buying these very high PE companies, and I'm just like, they only look at the profits or the upside. I'm like, you're not thinking of what could go wrong. Well, and that's high risk, high reward, but they forget the second part. And then when volatility hits you, they sell, but they didn't understand why it was volatile in the first place. So,
well, this is something I've said to people, when they've asked me about buying individual stocks, you need to be at maximum negativity on individual stocks. You need to try and talk yourself out of buying it. That's the mistake I made with Baba. I got caught up in the hype and, I got my butt clapped for it. I think I lost $2,000 on that. Whatever.
Jay, if you buy it back, you'll have a very low cost basis now.
No.
I seriously I was like, maybe I'll buy it back just to prove a point. That, now my cost basis is 75. I'm up, bro.
Small Gabriel.
He's such a loser. Like, I've learned all the tricks now, so it's so obvious to me what these guys are doing. It's all the same shit.
Well, the best was that freaking moron Mo. I'm like, first off, the only reason I liked your channel is because of Seth. Like, if Seth started an investing channel, I would watch Seth. But because he's just a likable guy. But, like Mo talking about, and, I took a small loan from my dad of $100,000. Like, oh, so you have a rich daddy too. You guys have never had a real job.
Man, I wish I got $100,000 from my parents.
Before COVID, Seth was in Tesla, Bitcoin, and I think Amazon. Are you fucking kidding me? Paul cost him millions of dollars. His family could have been set up for the rest of their legacy, and Paul fucked him over on it, and he probably doesn't care. And then he fired him.
Dude, I wish I could interview Seth.
Seth was right where you'd want to be before a clown market. You couldn't have put yourself in a better position than he did.
Yeah, because I would have said to him, look, dude, keep watching the hype with Tesla. And then I would have said, start selling it off slowly. Take it in chunks. put it into index funds. And don't worry about the fact you're never gonna get it completely right. And I would have told him, over the clown market, reduce that to about 80 to 90% index fund. Hold that. I mean, Amazon, as much as I wouldn't buy it right now, is still a great company, I believe, that'll be around. But if I had my ruthers, I'd rather have Walmart. That's just me.
I love me some Walmart. I should have bought Walmart. I should have held Walmart stock. It's actually done pretty well.
Oh, yeah,
dude.
dude.
My favorite company in the world.
Well, I mean, if I had to go to an island and I had to own like 8 individual stock for like 20 years, probably be Walmart or Microsoft. As much as
yeah, I knew Walmart was going places when they started doing their delivery. I was like, this is such a great service. Oh my God.
Yeah, dude. Walmart crushes it, man. I mean, yeah, they import cheap Chinese crap, but
well, I mean, they're barely profitable, but hey.
I mean, that's the retail business. You have low margins. Also,
so I tried to short Instacart as soon as it went public.
Yeah.
I tried everything I could to short it because I'm like, this is a disaster. Couldn't though. There were no options, obviously, when it came out. And then Schwab there were no shorting shares to borrow. So after a month, I just gave up because it was already starting to tank on it. But like, what a fucking terrible business. The grocery stores make only 2% margin. Like there's money for Instacart to get from them, like to squeeze out of that. So,
and also, why wouldn't, I mean, you look at a company like Walmart, there are extremely intelligent people behind that. Why wouldn't they look at Instacart and go, well, why wouldn't we keep that 2% and do our own delivery?
That's what I was saying. I'm like, why would the grocery stores pay anything to Instacart when they could just do the service themselves? Like, basically, they can do the whole thing except drive to your. Well, no, they can drive to your house if they want. They can at least do curbside at the very least, easily.
Well, Walmart tried to do this weird thing where they're like, oh, our guys will deliver groceries to your house and put them in your fridge. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to have complete strangers rummaging around my house, dude.
Yeah, I think the curbside is great. Like people like that. I think a lot of people do. You set like your order, and then off you go every week. It's just like the same order if you want. So
well, the best was Chris explaining to people that Tesla's margins were going to come down to legacy automaker levels, and everybody calling him a moron.
Yeah,
you know,
that was a really bad prediction.
When I bashed Tesla, my first Tesla bashing video, I had to turn the comments off because I got like one guy would just comment on everything. And it was annoying. And then you're like, oh, you worked at car dealerships in your life. I'm sorry everything's changing so fast on you. It's not changing as fast as you think it is.
Bro, it's still up. I had a live stream with some autistic guy on Tesla. And while I was talking to him, I actually couldn't make sense myself because I could not believe the bullshit coming out of this dude's mouth. I'm like, why don't you like index funds? And he goes, there's too much garbage in there. And I'm like, does this dude have any historical knowledge of the stock market? All you need to understand is the basic understanding of the history of the stock market to know why index funds. And I'm just like, this guy is confusing me. And he kept telling, oh, I broke your cash flow. I'm like, you can't break a cash flow because it has assumptions. If you look in The Intelligent Investor, Benjamin Graham says, don't count on more than 15% revenue growth over 10 years because it's highly unlikely that an individual stock is going to do that. Those are the assumptions I use to get the high end of numbers, or I did at the time. And then I was like, all right, I don't want to do these cash flows because it's stupid. But I couldn't believe the shit coming out of his mouth, and it was confusing me.
Mm-hmm. Chris, have you looked at, so they charge $15,000 for FSD. Is any of that deferred? I don't know if you know, because it's a beta, right? So do they have to defer some of that revenue?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of it's deferred and they record it over time.
Well, Tesla fans are definitely betas.
Do you ever go like if you can like YouTube like Tesla FSD fails? Some of that is crazy shit where it's like the car just decides to turn right like into a fucking wall, and like if you're not like watching, like if you're playing with your phone, you're gonna hit it. That's why they've had so many autopilot accidents. Probably.
Could you imagine having your kids in the car with you and I'll just trust FSD.
Yeah.
And then it freaking crashes.
Like you'll come up to an intersection, it doesn't know what to do if there's like a bike lane. So it starts veering into the bike lane, or it'll take a wrong direction, and it's weird.
People have magical thinking about what artificial intelligence is and what it isn't. You know, like everybody's talking about how you're going to have this AI god in the next 5 years. Maybe, but I still wouldn't count on that. And that's what sent Nvidia stock shooting up. And I'm like, Nvidia was already overvalued.
The key with Nvidia, there's no competition, essentially. What Nvidia is doing, like they're the only game in town for the most part. And AMD is not really on their level at all. But so like it could stay at a crazy valuations for a while. Like there's not really other options. Their software combined with their hardware, like the CUDA software, I think it is. But
no, I'm not trashing Nvidia as a company. I'm just saying it's overvalued. And I mean, that's my opinion on it. If you want to pay 64 times operating cash flow, that's your business. I don't. I'd rather put that money in an index fund.
Which Nvidia is like one of the top 5 holdings now in VT.
I'd say I could see Nvidia being $1,000 a share by the end of the year.
Oh yeah. Well, that's another thing people don't understand. Like because something is selling for $1,000 a share doesn't mean it's worth buying.
No, I mean I have it. You know, it's my growth index. It's like the third holding in it, so I don't really care to own it by itself.
Yeah, and that's another point. Again, that you like we've all been saying, like, why even go for these companies when they're in the top 5 or 10 of your index fund anyways?
Yeah.
Intel doubled last year. Strongman sold at 39. Thoughts? Let me tell you my thoughts about Intel, okay? I put $500 into it. And then I saw earnings where their revenue dropped 20%. And I said, something is very wrong here. And I instantly sold it without a thought. So, I mean, the fact that it doubled, I don't care. But definitely my analysis or my assumptions were totally off basis. You know, if you assume a stock's going to grow revenue at 3% and then it has negative 20%, something's wrong. You need to very quickly reconsider what you did. So,
I mean, I'm an AMD person, so I wouldn't even buy Intel, honestly.
I mean, for me, it was literally like, I'll just put some whatever. I'll throw $500. And then I lost $25 and I sold it.
My friend just we go in and out of AMD because holding that thing is you're crazy. The volatility on it, like it goes to 60, then it goes to 140, and then it drops. And
yeah, I don't like my personal bias is not to buy stocks like that. That's why I'm glad I'm an indexer, because companies that are like super high PE and are very volatile, I tend to like be biased against those. But I'm glad I own them. So.
Don't blame me for selling. I mean, there is a story with Intel. I just thought, I'm like, they got ahead of it on. Like, the fabs aren't even fucking done in the US.
Well, I think it's going to be a couple of years, right? Before they're even.
Yeah.
It's still very speculative.
If they turn into a manufacturer domestically, I mean, yeah, but we're like 2-3 years from that narrative. So I'm kind of surprised it ran so fast.
I mean, stocks just go. Like,
I know. Like I had a whole investment thesis next year when interest rates were peaked and we're going to start going down. I was going to go into a retail ETF. The thing fucking ran on me a month before the announcement. So it's like I was right because it ran 30%, but fucking timing. The market was before me on it, so
it's always timing. It's always timing.
Yeah.
I mean, I bought a.
Saying you're right or wrong is pointless. Did you time it right? because you got to hit all those. That's why Kevin got wrecked last year, because he tried to time all of it and he failed miserably.
We tried to time it the year before too,
where he tried to time the downward trend and then he tried to time buying back in. So people are like, well, he was right on the selling. I'm like, yeah, but he failed miserably buying back in, is what you people forget.
Because time
paid a shit ton of taxes too.
Yeah, he bought Tesla at the highest price Tesla's been since he bought back in. Like, Strongman's got the video proof. Like,
no, Kevin's a moron.
Yeah,
like I don't know why it's so hard for people to see.
He's shorting Costco.
Huh?
He's shorting Costco on valuation right now. So
what? All right, let me look. Give me a second. I need to look at Costco and what it's selling for.
People like Kevin because he wears a suit.
Yeah. Hi guys! Wow!
Wow!
When is he going back into crypto? You wait. I'm surprised he's not back in crypto yet.
He will be.
Or maybe he is and he just won't say it this time. So,
I mean, Costco's, according to price to earnings ratio, which I don't use, it's selling. I use free cash flow, but its PE ratio is 14, which would indicate that it's about fair value. Its price to free cash flow is 33, which means it's probably somewhere outside of fair value. But would I short Costco? Fuck no. That's a great company.
I know, it's like
you shouldn't short
valuation is insanity. Like,
no, I agree with you. Shorting is stupid. It's the dumbest thing you can do. It opens you up to infinite losses.
I hate to say I'm shorting Carvana right now, but
that might not be the worst thing to ever happen, though. I mean,
I got in when it hit 60. It got it. I was gonna short Coinbase. I was looking at it and it tanked on me while I was looking at it. It's like, fuck, I missed it. But
so what you're saying is Cathie Wood isn't a genius?
Yeah. When it hit like 178 at the end of the year, I started looking at it. I'm like debating if I was going to, and then it already dropped like 20% on me. So
I mean, this is the year I think Cathie Wood told us that we're going to have robo taxis with our Teslas.
Yeah, like the whole assumption they assume that like the ETFs are going to get approved, which maybe, and then Coinbase will benefit from that. Well, I don't know. Maybe Robinhood benefits from crypto ETFs. Like,
Robinhood needs to die. It's such a shit company.
Yeah.
I mean, it literally is like Charlie Munger said. It's just a gambling parlor.
Personally, I think they need to institute the fees back in so people will start thinking long term.
Well, they have IRAs now, so you can put your retirement in Robinhood. That's a good idea.
Fuck Robinhood. I play around on Robinhood, but I don't give a shit if it dies.
People were like, oh, but you have an IRA match. It's like, but yes, Robinhood incentivizes you to trade, which you don't want to do with your retirement. But I got a match.
Yeah, I mean, it is. Like, it was the game. It became, once they got rid of the transaction fees, it became the gamification of the stock market, which I can't stand. Because again, it's why I heard all this shit about day trading in the late 90s when I didn't know anything about the stock market, and I still thought it was stupid at the time. And it's like, all it is a promise of easy money.
Well, you get a match. It's free money. I was actually looking at my federal retirement back when I worked at NASA. I think I have more money from the match than from my contributions.
Oh yeah, dude, that 5% adds up. Well, it's actually 4%, but that adds up quickly.
Yeah, my company I'm at now, once I hit a year, I start getting a 4.5%. It's not even a match; it's just a contribution.
Bro, so that's enormous.
It's like another $3,000 a year, $4,000 a year.
Oh yeah,
it's like, woo, baby.
Oh yeah, dude, that match over time. I think it's usually about, even without the match, if you're doing things properly, I think it's about 10 years usually where what you've earned actually outstrips your contributions.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Some years I earn more than I make, and some years I obviously lose a lot if the market goes down.
But yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's just me on this stuff. I mean, agree or don't, but I mean, I would rather just crush my index funds than spend my weekend. I like looking at financial statements. I do it when I have time on stock analysis because it's a puzzle. But I mean, I would not want to have to sit there every month going through which stocks I'm going to allocate to. I just think index funds are just so much superior for the time you save.
Well, it's an opportunity cost. I mean, because you're not making money doing something else. I mean, like I have a business.
Yeah.
I think I'll make about 20 grand of profit this year. Do you think picking up stocks would maybe an additional 20 grand?
Dude, that's sick.
No.
Is that from your tutoring business?
It's from everything combined. YouTube, tutoring, all the other crap I do.
That tutoring business is killing it for you.
Well, it was. So my first year, tutoring was all my profit. I made 20 grand of profit in 1 year, basically only from tutoring. But now it's died off. So now it's become more of like, now it's shifted to YouTube where most of my profits are coming from. And then I think this year it'll be taxes. So we'll see.
Are you doing taxes on the side besides working?
Yeah. I'm gonna announce it on my channel, the whole process. But I'm doing like self-employed tax preparation.
Bro, you got a big enough audience now that that could be great for you. Like, hey, if you're a fan, I'll do your taxes for you. Like,
I can't really be called a scammer too. You're grifting, bro.
Yeah, you're grifting by trading your time and labor for money.
Yeah. I remember watching this person like, yeah, you don't need a tax preparer to do your taxes. It's really easy. It's like, okay, yeah. Let's say once you have a rental property and a business and Airbnb and whatever, you definitely need a tax preparer at that point.
Yeah, it's easy if you don't have investments on the side. But I mean, once you have that, it's like, well, I'd rather have a guy who does this professionally do it. Even if taxes are easy, but it's just me.
Yeah, it gets complicated. There's so many rules.
Well, who I have do my taxes, and I really only do it because I like the guy, is my tutor when I was in school. He's this old gay Jewish guy. I love this dude. He would sit there and just say this old gay pervert would say the most disgusting stuff to me while he was tutoring me. And I would be like slapping the table because it was so funny. He's got this like high pitched voice. It's one of my favorite human beings I've ever come across.
Man, I want a gay Jewish tutor.
Dude, and yeah, he's into taxes, accounting, all of that stuff. But it's just like he has this just super high-pitched, whiny voice. We would take a break and he would go, gee, let me tell you about this guy I hooked up with off Craigslist. And I'd be like, no. I'd be like this to him.
Oh, smart joker. As a matter of fact, my last public accounting job, I only did California taxes. So yes, I can do your California taxes for you. Stand by for the video.
That'd be fun. If I'd gotten my accounting degree the first time I was at college, I would have probably tried to do that too.
Yeah, if only I didn't fuck up and go to school for finance instead of accounting.
Well, it's not too.
I got arrested, and then I had to get a history degree because the business program wouldn't let me in because I was an idiot.
What'd you get arrested for? Did you beat somebody up?
Vandalism and beating someone up. So,
bro, I don't understand why beating someone up is a big deal. As long as the person isn't permanently injured.
Yeah,
happens.
I was an idiot. I mean, I was just not ready for college.
Yeah.
So then I had to go back, 8 years later to finish what I started. And then...
No, at some point, I'm probably going to do what Chris told me to do and go to Western Governors University when I get time. Get that accounting degree to go with my finance degree. And then I'm just going to go to, because I'm going to keep my job, but I'm going to go to an accountant around here and be like, yeah, I got my accounting degree. I'll work for minimum wage if you let me, study under you.
I have the auditing, so now I'm trying to lateral to an accounting supervisor so I can have both sides. I don't really need a promotion at this point. I'm pretty good. I don't really want to go into management because then they own your fucking life. But I only got 14 years to go, so I'll be out by then.
I learned being an officer in the Army, I don't like managing. I'd rather just be self-employed.
No, if I had stayed enlisted, I think I would have done 20 years. Like I didn't. I really hated being an officer. Like,
What did you make it to?
I got to captain, and then I got out. Like if I'd stayed enlisted, I'd probably be like a first sergeant by now.
Bro, it doesn't matter to me. I could have a PhD. If I was to do it all over again, I'd go enlisted with no desire of becoming an officer. I'm a worker. I like doing my work and going home. And I don't like Chris said, I don't like managing people. I like to accomplish my task with a group of people that want to accomplish the task. And if it's even at work now, I look at some of the dudes that I work with that don't want to do what they're supposed to do. And I'm like, I do not want to chase these guys around. Give me work and leave me alone.
Supervising is interesting. I have 5 people that work for me. One of them, I really wish she would just retire and leave me alone, but she's 77. She won't stop working. It's falling apart. And I'm like, look, we all fall apart at some point. Like, nothing wrong with that. Like, I don't know why she still wants to work. But.
Well, I thought one of my heroes was immortal, and then I got reminded this year that we all die.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie Munger.
Yeah.
I love that, man.
I'm waiting for people. I put a post on YouTube. I'm like, people are going to start talking about Munger when they mention crypto, and they're going to talk about Warren Buffett with Tesla.
Bro, I did
always said they would never buy. And
bro, I did a 2-hour tribute to Munger. Like Jeremy does a tribute to Munger and mentions him for like 4 minutes. And I got drunk and just listened to all. Munger was a freaking comedian, dude.
Yeah. Did you see? So Jeremy posted an AI photo of Munger and it didn't even look like him with the hands were all jacked up. Oh my God. So the hands are all like AI'd and it doesn't even look like Munger. And he's like, oh, my hero.
Dude, Jeremy Lefebvre actually pissed me off with his like little 5-minute talk about Munger. I'm like, you didn't appreciate this guy.
Oh, dude, like when people talk about Peter Lynch on YouTube, I'm like 75-80% of it's like you never even read the book. Like
One Up on Wall Street is a great book, dude.
Yeah. I was a Peter Lynch guy, not a Buffett, and it kills me when people don't understand Peter Lynch. It fucking kills me. But.
Jay, what are your thoughts on this comment?
I mean, Nate is slightly right and slightly wrong. I mean, I'm 45. Don't want to talk to 20-year-old chicks.
Oh my God.
Look, you need to go red pill, bro. You don't date until you're 35, and then you magically find a 22-year-old that wants to marry you.
Yeah, that's how it works. Yeah, there's some 20-year-old that wants to see my old gray ball hair. And I'd like, that's what I want to do. Sit around and talk about influencers and Gucci purses.
Man, if you want to be an auditor for the government, Jay Naugy, man, you got patience. I'll tell you that.
Well, patience is not actually my strong suit, dude.
I know. I don't, because like I've had audits and I've had them go back and forth with management for 6 months. One of them I just got approved is on the 9th rewrite. I can't tell you the patience I've gone home some days, like, and I go punch a bag in the basement. I have a MMA bag. And it's just like, it is the process, but it's fucking frustrating as hell. But it's just the way these things work. And,
I couldn't stand it. I took an audit class in college and I had to take it for the CPA exam. I hated it with a passion. Yeah. Like, I just could not do it.
I understand because it was a debate on how, I don't know if it was a debate on what housing means definition wise. So it needed to be had, like this debate needed to be had across the whole state. So it took 6 months, which it just sucked because I knew it was going to be like that.
Yeah, dude, this would be me during that time.
That's auditing because it's like is housing a tent with a sleeping bag? Because I'd be like, no. I'm like, housing is a house with 4 walls. It's like, well, who's right then? We have to go back and forth with the US government and fucking KPMG and stuff, and it's like ridiculous. But it's kind of fun though when it's done. It was kind of fun to do.
Nate, to answer your question, no, but I am finding grays down there. Got to yank those out. I'm fighting father time.
I'm starting to gray a little bit. I got a couple of gray strands in my hair, but nothing down in the junk.
Bro, it's going to hit you at about 40.
Well, I need to check. Maybe I do have some grays down there.
You probably are getting some. If you're getting some gray chest hairs, you're getting them down there, dude.
You know, one thing I don't have, not yet, but you know what I've noticed is like I'm getting hairier as I get older.
Yeah, that happens too. I've gotten hairier. You lose the hair where you want it, and then you get it in other spots. You're like, how do I have hair on my feet now?
What are you, a hobbit?
No, I really don't. But it's like, it seems like, the butt crack back hair is growing up my back, and at some point it'll like combine with my back hair.
Dude, my back, like my upper back is like, I look like a freaking gorilla. I'm like, where the hell did that come from?
Dude, it happens, man.
Strongman's gonna get sponsored by a laser hair removal place. Do a
Strongman's, he's gonna be doing something about clippers, where he's like, when you hit 35, you start getting that back hair. That's why I use my Manscaped back hair shaver.
Yeah, honestly, I probably would take a sponsorship from them.
I got this lasered because I kept getting like ingrown hairs.
Yeah.
Best money I ever spent because like it got rid of all that, but it hurt like hell though. But
bro, I thought about getting my butt crack lasered. Maybe I'll have to look at
what the fuck?
Well, dude, when you got a hairy butt crack, man, you need
that's gonna hurt. I bet.
Yeah, no, you need one of those bidets. I got to get a Hello Tushy for that, man.
They're gonna be like, oh, it'll just feel like a little rubber band. No.
You guys
Yep. I remember, but dude, you know what disturbs me is when they're like 42-year-old Macaulay Culkin, and I'm like, oh shit. Because I was like 15 or whatever when I saw that movie.
You know, I remember the days when we had dial-up internet. Like, most of these kids have no idea.
Dude, yeah. Your siblings pick up and it would disconnect you.
Oh, my mom. People would call my house when I was playing StarCraft. And it would kick
my
me
brother
out.
and me got in fist fights because I'm like, you fucking did it on purpose. And it took 10 minutes to get on. And then he picks the phone up and it disconnects. I'm like,
dude, I remember the days where it was like, oh, this nude photo. And it would like slowly come across the screen.
Yeah.
Like the Simpsons episode nailed it, where comic book guy wanted to see Captain Janeway naked, and he's sitting there for like 2 hours.
Oh no. Hey, you gotta fight father time, right?
Yeah, dude. Whatever. It happens. You're there a lot quicker than you think.
Yep. Then you fucking break my foot and shit.
I'm about to turn 35. I'm terrified. I can't say I'm young anymore. It's changing my whole perspective on life.
Yep, you're midway between 20 and 50, bro.
You know, somebody said like, "Oh, you're having a midlife crisis," and I thought about it, and I'm like, I guess I'm almost at midlife.
Yeah, dude. I mean, you are. I mean, look at whatever the statistical age is that, you die. I mean, it's like weird that we're having an election when we're arguing over two dudes that are turning 80.
I know.
Oh, I can't wait for this election season. It's going to be so fun. The memes, the comedy.
Bro, I had family members getting mad at me because I'm like, oh, I'm in on Trump. I'm like, he might be the funniest comedian that's ever lived.
He's hilarious.
Dude, it's just when you go back and it's like, you called women pigs. And he's like, no, Just one woman. I called Rosie O'Donnell a fat pig.
It's just, it's like, can we have someone to fucking pick that's not like a dinosaur for once?
Yeah, I mean, I was
At some point, can we go back
about
to normal 50-year-old working adults? That
Bro, I was hopeful for Ron DeSantis, and then he runs the weirdest campaign ever where he's wearing high heels.
yeah.
And then I realized he's probably autistic. And I'm like, is this what we've been reduced to?
Like,
Give
don't
me
you think,
Thomas,
like,
give me Thomas Massey in you know, the congressman. That dude's smart, or give me Chip Roy or something like that.
like Gavin Newsom, Ron DeSantis would have been fun. Like the debate between those two would have been a good choice. Like the differences.
God, I despise Gavin Newsom. I wish that dude actually understood the Constitution and the Second Amendment while he's walking around with his 96 security guards and eating at his stupid elitist restaurant, the French Laundry, whatever the stupid elite food that they eat, like one artichoke with like some mustard smeared on it. Can't stand these fucking people.
Oh,
They put a flower on it. It's like, what, am I supposed to eat the flower? What the fuck's it for?
Yeah, and then, you know, and like Bill Gates, he was one of the people behind like the whole weird, like Beyond Meat. And I'm like, bro, you look like you're pregnant and you've never lifted a weight in your life.
He's one of the biggest monster weirdos, I think, in America. He hides behind his sweater and his glasses, but everything you hear about him, it's like he sexually harassed women at Microsoft.
Yep.
He was part of Epstein's whole island shit. Like what else? Like everything you could think of. Oh yeah, taking over farms, fighting, meat eating.
It's like
such a trick.
Yeah, dude. It's because these people get disconnected from reality and they see everybody as the help, and they don't realize when Bill Gates telling me I'm not going to eat red meat, I'm like, listen, bro, let's boil this down to an island. You and I are on a desert island, and you tell me not to eat cow. How's that going to work out for you?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, bro, you look like you're pregnant from that soy that you eat. It's made you.
He wanted you to eat like 3D printed steaks made out of like crickets.
Yeah, and I'm like,
shit. It's like, no, I'm good. I'm good. Like,
well, it's like you hear these elites talk about red meat, and they're like, well, we're gonna have to get rid of cows, and I'm like, did you know that I know how to shoot a gun and hunt? So then I'm just gonna eat deer or elk.
Don't you just have to add, what is it, like seaweed to cows, and they don't produce methane?
Bro, climate change is
not hard.
bullshit anyways. Like, this is what I say to people. I go, whether it is happening or it isn't, it doesn't matter to me until the elites stop flying around on their private jets, having their weird meetings at Davos where they think they get to decide how the rest of us are going to live. And it's like, yo, dude, I don't respect any of you. Why would I listen to you?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got Klaus Schwab, and like then they go to their weird like Bohemian Grove meetings where they dress up in like robes and paddle each other and do like weird stuff to each other.
Like you've been there, Jay.
Yeah, tell us more. How was it?
I got a confession to make.
Did they sign your paddle
opposition from the elites?
He's like,
that's why I want to be a big YouTuber so I can be famous and go to that island.
Well, dude, and then the Epstein files come out, and the most disturbing thing I've ever heard is a former president being described as, oh, he likes them young by a pedophile.
And then Stephen Hawking's went there.
Oh, bro, can you imagine that orgy with Stephen Hawking?
Have you seen all the friggin' the shorts, like just all the jokes about Hawking going there?
Mm-hmm. It's hilarious, dude. Wow. It's not, but it is. But I mean, these are the people trying to tell us, you know, oh, you're going to do this, this, and this. And I'm like, bro, no, I'm not.
Freaking weirdo. And they all try and be like, oh, I was there for charity work. It's really, well, you go to people's private islands to raise funds for charities? Okay.
Well, dude, the whole charity thing is a scam. Like, Thomas Sowell breaks this down beautifully. But if you look at, like, you know, I always go on the Daily Mail to get news, and it's like, oh, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, they're looking for donations to their charity. And I'm like, is this what elite circles are? Just giving money to people? Like, is this what this is?
Mm-hmm. I don't even know where I get news anymore, honestly. I don't even know. I have a local newspaper, and then I don't know. Other than that these days.
No, dude, I read the news and then I read in between what's happening, and I go, oh, this is entirely about money. That's what it's about.
Yeah, next year will be fun. We could have a president in jail. There's nothing against Trump. You could be a convicted felon and you can run for president. There's nothing stopping him. So,
well, dude, that's one reason why I became a fan of Shane Gillis, because he's right. He does this clip where he talks about after they killed Soleimani, and he comes out and he just talks the meanest amount of crap about this guy, where he's like, Soleimani died like a dog. People were saying he was crying. I wouldn't have cried, but he was crying. God. It's like, after 4 years of misery, all I want to do is laugh.
Well, on that note, I think it's time to cut the stream, boys.
All right, brother.
I got to catch my friend before the snowstorm.
I haven't eaten all day. I'm freaking starving.
You got to do what before the snowstorm?
We're getting a nor'easter, so I got to go meet my friend for an early dinner. We're going to get a foot, I think.
Wait, where are you again?
Albany.
Okay, area. Yeah. New York State's weird gun laws chased me out of there. Yeah, I was south of Rochester. I thought we talked about this last time. I just couldn't remember. So,
like outside of gun, like New York's great for outdoor sport. Like if like other than guns, right? Everything else is great up here. Like archery, kayaking, hiking.
Oh, dude, Western New York is beautiful. The problem is, man, is that stupid city exports its elitist politics to the rest of the state, and we're just sitting there going, dude, we don't want any of this.
Mm-hmm.
All right, boys. Well, thanks for coming on. Let's do a Jeremy LaFufu outro, and everybody have a wonderful day. Cheers!
Oh, merry stock market. Oh, man. Woo!